Hey cats, I'm Olivia.
And I'm Hannah, and welcome back to episode 3 of Two Peas in a Podcast, where we'll be rating movies. Um,
So, first let's do genres. I
Yeah.
feel like that's an easy way to start.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on like comedy?
okay. I like comedy, but I also feel like I don't like the rude comedy. Like, that just
Yeah.
might be, like, my personality, but, like,
I kind of like it, gonna agree.
Like, I like the funny things, like, in cartoons and stuff, but, like, in, like, real life, when you see somebody, like, actually getting pushed down the stairs, and then the person at the top's like, ha ha ha, I'm like, see, I would laugh at that, except the fact that I'm like, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel bad about laughing at this.
My favorite comedies are kind of like the dark humor ones. I don't know
Oh, I
why,
love them.
because they're so funny.
The dark humor ones, and I also like, not like the weird joke ones, but like the ones that like they'll make like an inside joke or something, and you get it because like you've been watching the movie, and you're like, oh wait, that's actually really funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Or like in Deadpool, like, or when like characters break the fourth wall,
Yeah.
third wall,
I don't know.
you know, like when they're
Yeah,
talking
okay.
to the audience or something, and you're like, oh, like that's actually really funny. And
Yeah, I love Deadpool. I think it's really
it's
funny.
so funny, especially when he'll turn and say something like so out of pocket. It's just like,
Yes.
wait guys, wait, bad guy, I'm talking right now. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, rom-coms.
I love rom-coms.
Me too. I feel like I love good rom-coms though, not like those
Yes, like
Hallmark
cheesy.
movie.
Although every once in a while,
Yeah.
gonna be real, I do like a good Hallmark movie.
I like the like not the classics, but the ones where you could watch them and be like, I know what's gonna happen, but it's still so cute and stuff.
Yes, exactly.
I can't stand the ones where they're trying to be unpredictable, and it's like, I predict your unpredictability. Like, I know
Yeah.
you're gonna do that.
I think my favorites are like the more recent ones with like the teenage, and it's like
Yes.
so awkward, but it's so funny. I
Yeah.
love it so much. I don't know. I just
I also like old ones, like 16 Candles. That was such a like a good one because it was like, it was really weird, and you thought everything was gonna go bad for her, and like there was some like bad stuff because I mean they forgot her birthday and blah blah blah, but it was good because like the person that she liked was actually like human in a way. Like he was like, oh wait, like she's actually a really nice girl and I like her back, and
oh,
you know what I mean?
I haven't watched that. I
It's-
need to watch that.
it's really good. Also Notting Hill,
What's that one?
the one, and they're like based in London, I think. And it's the famous actor from America, and she meets this guy, and he runs like
Yeah.
like yeah, and it's like really cute and stuff because it's like you kind of know what's gonna happen, but then it was a turn in like spoiler I guess where she like came back and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be the end of the movie, and then you look at the time and you're like,
it's not the
something's gonna
end.
go wrong. And then at
Yeah.
the end where she's like, I mean, it's like the famous quote, you know, the audio that's like, and I'm just a girl standing in front of the boy she loves, and blah blah, and that's from that movie.
Oh.
And when you watch the scene, you're like, oh my gosh, like I really hate you. Like, why would you say that to him? But when you hear the audio, you're like, oh, that's so sweet, blah blah blah. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
No, I love like a cute romance movie that has like a little bit of comedy. I just think they're like
yeah,
perfect to watch. I don't know.
yeah. And we were talking about movies and Kim with Ronizer, and like he was like, sometimes like rom-coms like have like the false thing of like where people watch superhero movies and they want to become it, and then like rom-coms like for the love, and it's, I don't watch rom-coms for the love. I watch it so I can be like, I might not like have that like cute like meet moment, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I kind of watch it for the love. Gonna be real, because like
I wish it would happen to me, but I know realistically like it's never gonna happen, so
Exactly.
like I just gotta like lock in, you know what I mean. Horror movies. So that was like complete like opposite, but like I cannot.
I don't like horror movies.
I like suspense. I like the ones where it's like eerie and you're like, I want to know what's gonna happen. But
I've never watched a horror movie.
me neither. I'm too scared to.
Yeah, like I'm actually terrified too. Like I think it would be fun to a certain extent. Like
Yeah.
if you're in like a room full of your friends and like you guys are like making fun of the horror movie, 'cause I think that's
Yeah.
funny. But like actually watching a horror movie like on yourself, like by like your choice, like by yourself,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
like-
that's like, just wild. I would never.
When people are like, horror movies are my comfort movies, I'm like, I
Are
forget what's
you
like,
okay?
I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like comedy. I love
Brooklyn
sitcoms.
Nine-Nine.
Okay, I was watching it and my sister was like, this is a lot like The Office. I was like, I know, because I love sitcoms where it's like, it teaches you a life lesson, like stuff doesn't go the same way, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything changes and like people die and blah blah blah, or like something happens. But it's also like they moved on and stuff, and I feel like that's the funny part is there's comedy, but there's also like that realization.
Yeah.
And I feel like in some like comedies or like even in some TV shows, they try to put too much like message in it, and it
Yeah.
loses the message because it's like
There's so much to like
Yeah.
listen to, I guess, but
and it's like
hard.
yeah,
to,
when
like,
Jake Peralta was
understand.
making a bunch of like jokes, and I'm like, that's funny.
Exactly. What else? Action movies. I love action movies. I feel like action movies.
Yeah.
I could watch them a lot.
Okay, I know, like, back on the rom-com thing, but, like, I like romance and action
Yes,
movies.
rom-action.
Yes.
That's what I call it. That's, like, my favorite books either.
It's
too.
so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even describe it.
Yeah. I just, like, because I like the action part of it, but then, like, when there's, like, a subplot of, like,
Yeah.
the romance, especially, like, a love triangle, that's really...
Okay, in Red Notice, like, at the end, it was, like, I'm not, like, spoiling it, but, like, there was a romance, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, that's actually so cute. Like, I know you guys are bad guys, but that's such a cute little thing. Like,
no, but like I like watching like action movies. Like I like watching every once in a while like a Marvel movie.
I love Marvel movies.
But like I've watched all of them. I feel like, so, but like every once in a while I'll just go and like rewatch one or two because like I like them. But yeah, and like Indiana Jones and like that type. I love those.
I feel like action movies, like, for me, my comfort movies are Marvel, because, like, I started watching it, like, with my brother and stuff, and so, like, I've grown up on it, and I'm like, wait, like, this is so good. And I know there's, like, my mom's like, it's violent, like, there's a lot of, like, punching and stuff. I'm like, but it's not, like, horror, where there's, like,
No.
killing and bloody and stuff. It's, like, the death is for the plot. Like,
yeah,
it's
like
there.
there's a reason, and like also I feel like horror. Yes, there's like good guys and bad guys, but like with action, like there's like a definite like good guy, bad guy, like.
And I love it when the good guy, like pretends to be the bad guy.
Yes.
Like to get, and I'm like, oh wait.
But like it always makes me like so scared for them. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna get caught, and then they're gonna die, and then.
Yeah, and then like I sometimes think about it, I'm like, wait, how did these people not know who these people were? Like
it's like actually crazy.
But then it also makes me laugh because then I think about like how many times like in real life where you're like, wait, you like do this for or you do that, and it's like you could see them on the court, you could see them on the field, but you wouldn't realize it was them because you're not like seeing them in their normal.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like that connects.
I also like when there's like, this sounds so bad, but like a betrayal that
Yes.
like you don't see coming, and then like it happens and you're like, wait, what?
Okay, and shoot, which Thor movie was it? But the one where Jane is there, right?
Mhm.
And she goes to cause she touched the little red whooshy, one of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
And like Loki, like the betrayal of that, but then like he helped Thor, and then I mean he does come back in like the later movies, but then he like died, and he was like, I didn't do this for like him, and it was like I knew it was kind of fake because like at the end we're like, you know what I mean, but it was also like Thor didn't, like I knew it was an actor and I know it was fake, but it was like he didn't know that he was still alive.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, like.
Yeah, I love that like type of stuff. Like I don't know. It just I like that type.
Yeah.
What other like sci-fi? I personally don't like sci-fi. I think it's weird. I just don't get it.
Yeah. I feel like I don't even know sci-fi. Like it's such like I have such mixed feelings about it. Cause it's like I want to like it because I feel like it's like a new way of thinking of things and like this and like the future-ish. And I don't mind like a little sci-fi where it's like, you know, like whoa, that's actually like kind of like spookily. Like what if that happened? You know what I mean? But then some of the stuff is like really out of pocket, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of them are very similar. Like aliens come to Earth and take over, and there's like one guy who's fighting them, and everyone else dies except for that one guy, and then like suddenly, like
the love interest comes, and she's like,
yes,
oh my gosh, and it's like
that's like very stereotypical, but like I feel like in my experience that's been like this type of sci-fi I've watched.
Also, okay, I don't know if it counts it. So like I feel like some sci-fi, I guess I mean like. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, the season through Marvel, right? Mm-hmm. And it was, like, really good. And then it started getting to, like, where they were transported to a different planet and there was, like, a bunch of stuff. And I feel like that was, like, a little bit of sci-fi, but it wasn't because it connected to the storyline in a way where it made sense. And it wasn't like they just went to another planet on Earth. Like, they went through, a whole thing. And it's, like, in some movies, I feel like how they get to the planet or how they get to the place, I'm like,
How'd you get there?
How'd you get there? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I watched this, I don't even know the name of it, but I watched this one movie and it was with this guy and he went to Mars. And I don't even know how he was breathing, but it was like a really, really interesting movie and stuff. And like, he came back to Earth and then he found his way back to Mars to be with the person he loved and stuff. I'm like, that's like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It was like, it made very, very little sense.
I also don't like when like movies have like so many sequels that the sequels start getting like so like different than the original like storyline.
Star Wars, I love all the movies, but like I especially love like the first ones where it's like it's a big long movie and but it connects and you could also like not start anywhere because then you'd be a little lost. But you could like start like on a movie and you could probably like figure out some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there's just one thing that made a bunch of movies and stuff where it's like if you start anywhere you'd have to watch everything before.
Oh, and that's just like.
And it's like why are there 5 movies?
Yeah.
And none of them make sense like separate.
Or like the Fast and Furious, like there's like actually so many movies.
I know.
And they all basically have like the same like plot, like fast cars and guns.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I feel like they could have made like 2 or 3 like really good movies, and then just kind of stopped. So, like, it's good enough.
I remember like I wanted to watch it, and then I went over to my friend's house, and she absolutely loved it. And I watched like one of like I don't even know. I think it was like 6 or something. Like it was like not even like at the beginning, so I had no idea. She's like, "Oh my gosh," and like that's that dude. I'm like,
who is that?
Who is that? But then it also made sense because like it just like started out of nowhere, and I was just like, "Oh, fast cars, guns, big problem, family."
Exactly. Like there's always like the same like elements, but I feel like they just could have stopped.
They just stop and.
But then there's like other movies like Harry Potter. Like I love how they have 8 movies because like every single one of them is so good and like.
I also feel like that's another thing is like Star Wars is where you can like, but like where you can like I mean it wouldn't make sense to like watch one of the movies like out of order, but you could watch it and it'd still be like a really good movie with like a really good storyline and stuff.
Yeah. I also think like for Harry Potter, I can watch movies out of order because like I've read the books.
Yeah.
And it's like I know it's gonna happen anyway. I know like the background to the movie, and so I do like watching. Them out of order, which is kind of weird, but I like it.
No, that's like I love watching things out of order, and like I know people are like there's some people who are like you gotta watch the thing in the timeline. And I'm like,
yeah.
Sometimes I like watching the end movie and then going back and watching the beginning.
Okay, that's a little weird.
No, hear me out. Like I'll like watch like I'll start on the second like Harry Potter.
Okay.
And like I'll watch it and then I'll go to like the very end and then I'll go back to the first movie and I'll just be like, I love that show so much. Yeah. Like it's so like. Sentimental, I guess the word is. It's just like, I don't want shows to end. I don't know what show was I watching. Oh, The Good Place.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like my brother and me started when he was like in high school, and then like it ended and stuff, and I was like crying at the end of the show. Like it was such a happy ending, but I was so sad because it ended.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like a really good show, and you're sad that it ended.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I don't like movies that are based off of books, but like don't do the books justice.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the Percy Jackson movies are a movie. There's only one, I don't know, but they're terrible. And the Percy Jackson books are so good, so I feel like that's not good. Like the new TV show, I guess.
The TV show is good.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know. Some parts I'm like, that's not how I envisioned it. Like there's some parts of the movies where it was like, that's how I envisioned like that happening. Even though it's like a really bad movie, I'm like, that's how I saw it would be. And then in the show, I'm like, that's not how I saw it.
Really? I thought the show was like pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I really hope they continue the season to get to like Heroes of Olympus and stuff.
Yes. Oh my god. I really want it too.
I'm such like I read the Percy Jackson books in 2nd grade. Just like I was like, like I read the Harry Potters. I'll read this like. For a little thing, and then I got so hooked on. I still read them. Like,
oh yeah, I reread them. I read the whole series this past summer, like Heroes of Olympus and like the original series.
I love it so much, and it's so sweet because like even though it's like a quote unquote like young adult kids book, like it still has such a good message, and the storyline is so good, and I feel like it's a cute rom-com movie.
I agree.
It's just
but back to the topic of like movies ruining the books, or like yeah. A new movie came out like I think this past year. It was like The Uglies, and I had read that in middle school.
Yeah.
And the movie was like fine, but like not
It was
all the book. It was weird.
It was like I was like at the beginning when I saw it, I was like, okay, so that's sort of how I envisioned it,
but like not at all.
and then it like just progressively got worse, and I was like,
what's happening?
what? Like this is like it's exactly like the book, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's not like the good
the good
thing.
parts that I like
Yeah.
envisioned in my head.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like Harry Potter, like I mean Ginny, like in the book she was like, yeah, like life,
Yes.
and then in the movie she's like, hey,
Yeah.
help me. But like I feel like it was kind of good because it still made like it made the show like interesting to watch, and you're
Exactly.
like, is he going to save her? So I feel like there's some things that you have to change in the movies and books.
But like they
Yeah.
changed a lot, I feel like.
Like Percy Jackson, funniest little show. Like I still laugh because Percy was supposed to be humorous, and then
Yeah.
in the movies, like I was
he
like,
wasn't.
what?
He was like really serious.
He was
and,
like,
not.
we're gonna go save the earth, and then in the show he's like, you died.
Yeah, exactly. I love the show.
Yeah.
Percy. But
I think that's about all for rating movies.
yeah, I think so.
And that's the end of our rating random things podcast. This is the last 2 Peas in a Pod podcast.
I know. All right.
Bye.